From the Capitol campus of California State University, Sacramento, this is Made at Sac State.
Welcome to Made at Sac State, the video magazine. I'm Gloria Moraga. We are here to share our university story and to celebrate academic excellence, our faculty and our students. The College of Business Administration at Sacramento State educates and graduates business leaders who are redefining the possible. For half a century, CBA has consistently achieved its fundamental goal of cultivating excellence in its graduates. The College of Business Administration's faculty teach accounting, finance, entrepreneurship, human resources management, marketing, and much more. CBA develops business leaders with top management skills, and students learn their responsibilities to business and their community. CBA has graduated nearly 40,000 undergraduate and graduate students, with about 24,000 alumni remaining in the Sacramento region, fueling the success of our vibrant economy. This is Made at Sac State, the video magazine, the College of Business Administration. Wow, how exciting to have the Dean here and two excellent students. Dean Pierre Baltazar, thank you for being here. And we're going to actually go right to the students and ask them to introduce themselves.
Hi, I'm Vivian Barros. I'm an international student here. I'm studying accounting, and I'll be graduating in May.
Yay, exciting.
Yes.
And?
Hello, Gloria. My name is Leon Spence. My major is finance with risk management concentration. I'm going to be here for another year, and I'm from Sacramento originally.
We're excited to have you here, and actually I'm going to have the Dean ask you some questions because he really knows about business and what you guys are studying, and thank you for being here. We'll start with the Dean and ask to just give a little description of the College of Business Administration.
The College of Business Administration, okay, is a very comprehensive school. When you think of this, we have a capital region, we've got a lot of students, we've got all the programs, whether it's accounting, finance, real estate, risk management, marketing, it's the gamut. We have a lot of research, good scholars, okay, large faculty. So essentially we've got a big business school that does a lot of stuff, an ACSB accredited, top accredited business school.
And I wanted to see if maybe you could ask Vivian a question about her area of study, but also wanted to mention that it's kind of cool that you're an international student, you come from Brazil, and that we have now a cohort of international students studying in the IMBA program, International.
Absolutely, okay. Internationalization of business programs is a phenomenon that has been around for a little while, but it's accelerating because people know the importance of international study. And I'd like to ask Vivian, as a representative of the international, what does that mean for you to come from a country and to the United States, to a capital region, to the state of California, and what does that mean to you in terms of getting a degree from Sac State?
Right. It's such a great opportunity. Coming from Brazil, just going outside, it's hard because economy doesn't help that way. But just the opportunity to come here and have a whole experience here in the school is incredible because the knowledge that I got here, wherever I go, I'll take it with me, and I got great experience to take it back to Brazil. So the degree and the university already has a weight because it has a tradition. So if you go back to Brazil with that, you have so many open doors for you with that.
You know, I've mentioned to both of you that one of my goals as a dean is to essentially create students that are graduates that are comfortable in uncomfortable situations. Okay, so if you're comfortable in uncomfortable situations, you will be successful anywhere around the world. And maybe I can bring Leon into the conversation because I'm kind of interested of, you know, you've been around a lot of international students, and you're from Sacramento. So what do international students bring to you as a member of the local population?
I think they bring a different perspective. I'm pretty comfortable with people, international people. I lived in Mexico for a long time, had a business there, and I returned. And then it was just kind of a natural step to go to Sacramento State. But they just add so much. They're even the teachers that I've had that are international teachers, their perspective is quite different, and the way they've gone about their education is slightly different as well. So it's a great addition.
I want to ask you both students about your Sac State experience and faculty here.
it's just incredible. The staff here is such a help. I got so close to the teachers. Every time I had some difficulty, you just come to their office hours. They're so, like, they go beyond and above to help you. And in class, the amount of experience that they bring, because they're so close to their area. Some of them are still working in their area, so they have, you know, daily life experience to share with you. And when you're faced with that, you know exactly what to expect when you graduate.
And Leon, just briefly, you seem to have some life experience, had a business in Mexico. Thoughts about Sac State faculty?
They're tremendous. I can't say enough about them. There's trying to think of one, I couldn't do it. There's their real world experience as well as their scholastic achievements are second to none. Many of my teachers are consultants for either state or private industry, and we get to even see some of their older projects and learn from them. And that's real world experience. That's as close as you can get to being outside on your own.
And, you know, from the dean's perspective, it's very clear there's a difference between a university, the word university, and a community college. Okay, my faculty, specifically due to our accreditation, is expected to be current in their expertise, which means they're not teaching out of a 10-year-old book. Often they are writing the book, and that makes all the difference in the world, teaching world-class, state-of-the-art of the science of business.
Hi, my name is Rachel Golding. I am getting a master's in business administration, and I am made at Sac State.
Hello, my name is David Moore, professor of finance, and I teach students that are made at Sac State.
In the competition, we had to come up with an idea and introduce it as a product. So our product was STEM Patch, which is a sterile kit used for physicians and surgeons at the point of care to prevent and treat adhesions.
I'm in the College of Business Administration, so I worked on the marketing and product development side as far as bringing it to a product that would go to market. So we looked at different markets where we could take it, different target markets, and went through some different options, and then chose the obstetricians and gynecologists as our final choice of where we would launch the product.
Interesting for the business students to come work with the biological engineers here. We came into the product not knowing anything about biology, not knowing anything about their product, and we really got to from nothing kind of take it into some viable business offering. So it was interesting for us to come in, learn about something we had no idea about, and turn to something we could pitch and ultimately be very successful with.
It was fantastic. I think what was really eye-opening is seeing how that really works in the real world, where you have someone design a product, an engineer, a biology student, and then it goes to the business department. In the beginning, we maybe saw it as different ideas and different things, and how we were able to work together and come together and choose one area and one market to take it to was fantastic. So I think it was really
very, very exciting. I'm Gloria Moraga. This is Made at Sac State, the video magazine, and we have guests on the set. Thank you very much, Professor Ann Fuller, for joining us, and we have student guests. We'll get to them in one split second. I just want to say you studied engineering, but then you got your PhD in business.
Yes.
And you just seem perfect for the types of things that we're doing now at Sac State in business and innovation. Please introduce our student guest for us.
Be delighted to. Thank you, Gloria. We have Jordan Cruin, who you just saw on the video, was on the first place team for the student competition from last year's competition, and also Wendy and BC, who was a participant on this year's team for the C Superb. And it happens that both of them are part of our undergraduate business honors program, so we're delighted to be able to blend those as well.
We're going to explain exactly what the C Superb competition is, because I will just shout out and say congratulations, Professor and students, that one of the headlines read, Sac State wins trifecta. We won first, second, third place in this very important, up and coming 21st century type competition. Right. Tell us what exactly it is.
Yes, C Superb is an organization dedicated to the education and research in biotechnology, which normally wouldn't involve the business school. But a few years ago, they decided to push forward and look at idea to product. So taking some of these biotech research ideas and trying to push them out into the marketplace. Well, to push out into the marketplace, you need the talents and skills of our business students. So I've been working on this for 4 or 5 years with Warren Smith and several of our other faculty in engineering and sciences. And over the years, we've developed kind of a process to develop these student teams that so far we like the success.
And it's so perfect to have you here, someone who understands engineering and someone who definitely understands business. Want to get to the students. Tell us, what was it like competing, and tell us how it was working with science students, and you're the business guy.
So it's very, very interesting here to get in a group of really creative people. But you have the business kind of perspective on the creativity here to kind of build that model around it, and then you have these wonderful creative scientists who've worked so hard to get this very novel idea in order to kind of come together at that very early stage where they're just finishing up kind of a minimal viable idea. And it's such a novel and innovative idea in our case that could have such a big impact in kind of the healthcare space and on people's lives, in order to kind of get into there and develop it from just this early stage idea into a couple viable pathways you could take, and then ultimately selecting one and presenting it in front of a group of industry experts that kind of can evaluate it, and then to do so well, it's just an honor to be able to kind of do that and represent Sacramento State in doing so.
And winning as well.
Yes, and winning.
And congratulations
winning is always nice.
on that. Wendy, tell us what your experience is like, and how did professors that you work so closely with prepare you for these competitions?
Yeah, well, my experience was very different from what I would experience in the business college, in the College of Business, in a sense that the engineers thought very differently from the way the business students would think. They're more driven into building the best product they can build, whereas I come in and I'm thinking we need to build something that people would want to buy. And so being able to put those two together and coming up with a product that people would buy was my biggest takeaway.
And just some quick comments about working with our faculty and what your thoughts are on our faculty.
We have such a wonderful faculty here that are just absolutely so willing to help and down to earth here. I was absolutely honored here to work with both Ann Fuller and Sung Bok here, who's a professor of entrepreneurship. Mm-hmm. They're both very, very helpful here. And then just the faculty we had supporting the more technical sides and the scientists here were willing to take the time to explain it to us, lay people, business majors, on what this technology does, and to kind of get us up to speed and to take the time, out of, their days. None of, I think, the professors, have to do these kind of competitions. So the fact that they take it upon themselves to kind of enrich our education is fantastic.
They're definitely redefining the possible. And Wendy, just finally, final words, faculty here.
Yes, I would say that, as we've heard, Dr. Fuller has an engineering background and a business background, and so she's very well-rounded. And on the technical side, I worked with Dr. Warren Smith, who's also very well-rounded. He's taken many innovation classes, entrepreneurship classes, and was able to therefore enrich me in ways that I was not able to.
And this is real-world experience, right?
It is terrific real-world experience, because not only do they take these little ideas from the research lab, but they actually are required to go out and talk to potential customers that these products might potentially get into. And you talked about the faculty, but I have to at least say for the students, most of this work occurs in December and early January. So they're consuming a lot of their Christmas break, their holiday break, with this type of activity, and they don't have to do that either.
All right. We thank you all for being here. Congratulations on winning. Congratulations on everything that you're doing here to make us all so proud at Sac State. Thanks for being here.
Hey, my name's Joe Maluki. I'm a business major and I'm made at Sac State.
My name's Kristen Hernandez. I major in business and I'm made at Sac State.
Hi, my name is Jay Soul Song. I'm a business student and I'm made at Sac State.
This is Made at Sac State, the video magazine. I'm Gloria Moraga, and we are talking about the Center for Small Business. And thank you very much, both of you, for being here. We're going to have you, Professor, introduce yourself.
Hi, my name is Andrei Mikhailichenko. I'm teaching marketing at Sac State, and I'm also faculty coordinator at the Center for Small Business.
And please introduce our guest, who's also Sac State grad.
Yes, our guest is Mark Frederick. He is the president of City Green Solar Company, long-term friend of the Center for Small Business, and he is alumni of our executive MBA program.
All right, we'll start with Mark.
Let's start with solar and the fact that it's an international business, and the fact that the solar industry has a lot of fancy financing, and I needed to learn more about how to do the business at this high level. We're dealing with literally with Wall Street investors, and I needed to learn more about how to do that. So joining the CFO and myself went to the MBA program. We went through the program right during the credit crisis. It was a great opportunity. We still have friends in our cohort, and we just got a lot out of it. And our business has really benefited from the fact that the two managers of our company have a background now that has the MBA in our on our repertoire.
So that MBA here from Sac State really helped your business thrive.
Absolutely. It's what differentiates us with other solar companies. We're not a residential solar company. We're doing business in Guam, Hawaii, northern Southern California, all operating out of a little office in Auburn.
Okay, and tell us a little bit about how the center helps small business owners like Mark.
Our Center for Small Business is existing within more than 30 years. And during all this time, we are providing assistance to 50 to 100 businesses per one semester.
Wow.
Yeah, it comes to more than 100 businesses per academic year. And the assistance is provided by the student teams. Student teams guided by experienced instructors. Mm-hmm. So student teams are providing assistance in marketing, management, operations, information systems, and what they're doing, they're getting into the problems of every business that they're dealing with and providing a kind of a plan. If it is not established business, if it is just a startup, students are helping to get this business off the ground. If it is developed business like Mark's business, so they are helping to find some kind of a new horizons. For instance, for Mark, they made their marketing communication campaign, so product development, distribution, segmentation of the target audience, and so on. So this is mutual benefit, both for businesses and for students.
Just the great work that we're doing here at Sac State. And Mark, the name of your company is City Green Solar, and we're going to watch a little video while we talk. Tell us how Sac State students have helped you in your business.
Well, each semester, 1, 2, or 3 teams and I work together. And for example, the last semester, we gave them a new product that we were bringing to the market, a solar kit for residential customers like yourself. And we felt that a good way to market that was through students. And we gave identical tasks to each group, and they gave us back a marketing plan and help in how we should bring this product to market. And one of the groups was really so dynamic that when they came up to make their presentation, I literally offered each one of them a job. So I mean, none of them took me up on it. It was kind of a long drive, and that was mentioned. But that's really the quality of the student and the quality of the help, really, that we get. We absolutely use that marketing plan that we got from that student group.
So we are redefining the possible here, because not only did you get your master's degree here in the College of Business, but now you're using our students and supporting our students.
It's a synergy. It's a giving back. I enjoy it. It gets me out of the office, and I'm not understating how important a 20-year-old or 22-year-old freshly educated viewpoint is compared to our viewpoint when we're trying to bring in market to students. I mean, they really had great ideas that we did implement.
All right.
So.
And by the way, Mark did a great job in the classroom as well. He came to the classroom and shared his business experience with the students. So this is mutual help.
Yeah. And I think it helps the kids get a feel for the stuff they're learning does apply, And I think it kind of gives them a little energy to, oh, maybe this is going to get me somewhere. Maybe I can really use this stuff, because sometimes when you're just reading a book, it's hard to see how that's going to play out. And but when they actually see a real product and they look at our website and they see how the things they're said are being implemented, they see it just brings a reality to the whole process, I think.
All right. Well, we thank you both for spending some time with us and giving us a little more information on the Center for Small Business. And thanks for the great work, Professor, and thank you.
Thank you so much, Gloria.
Okay.
Thank you.
So this is our first program especially designed for international graduate students. We have a very diversified group for the first cohort. They are from different parts of the world. We are very happy that they are here. They just finished their first class and they are going to the second one.
My name is Ilona Fishenko. I'm originally from Ukraine and I'm an IMBA student and I'm made at Sac State.
My name is Ahmed Gharaibi. I'm from Jordan and I'm an MBA student and I made it at Sac State.
My name is Jahan Lee. I come from Taiwan. I'm an IMBA student and I made it at Sac State.
Hi, my name is Yoshun Zhuang. I come from Taiwan. I'm an IMBA student and I made it at Sac State.
Hi, my name is Pashimok. I am from Mongolia. I am an IMBA student. I made it at Sac State.
Hi, my name is Kai Guo. I'm from China. I'm an IMBA student and I made it at Sac State.
My name is Wen Yin Ha and I'm from Malaysia. I'm an IMBA student and I made it at Sac State.
Hi everyone, I'm Hannah Lee. I'm from China. I'm an international student here and I made it at Sac State.
I'm Monica Lam. I'm the Associate Dean for Graduate and External Program in the College of Business Administration. We are very happy to be able to launch this first cohort of IMBA on campus. I teach students at Sac State.
Hi, I'm Robert Nelson, President of the university, and I'm so proud of all of my students who are made at Sac State!
And we leave you now with scenes from the College of Business Administration, scenes from one of our happiest events, commencement.
Hello, I'm Michael Bloss II, and I'm a graduate from the College of Business Administration, majoring in entrepreneurship and general management. I can't really explain how it feels to be the Dean's Award recipient for the College of Business Administration. It's so fulfilling. It was so great knowing that my dean chose me to be the face of the College of Business. My Sac State experience has been so amazing. Our faculty here at Sacramento State, I think, are some of the best in California. Specifically in the College of Business Administration, they are so welcoming and really willing to sit down with you and help you understand the content. Not just learn it for the test, but really to understand it inside and out.